What's up, YouTube? I'm Trent Wel-Don, and welcome back to the fish room tonight. The universe has kind of handed us a perfect opportunity for me to show you and teach you how to properly incubate a mystery snail egg clutch if you choose to do so. So I'm working in the fish room today, and tonight actually as I've been filming, making some videos, doing some different things, I noticed we have another egg clutch from the mystery snails that we have in with the rice fish right now. Now I've been waiting for these guys to really start breeding, and we actually already have another clutch incubating right now. And if you've been following me on Instagram, you do know that that's there. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you how to set up a DIY super cheap incubator and how to move the egg clutch. So this video will actually go right along with one of my recent videos we did talking about aquarium snails, different types of aquarium snails, and why I personally like them in my aquariums, the ones that they fit into, more to say. So I will leave a link up in the corner, that way you can go check that video out. If you missed that video, we talk a little more in depth on some specific snails. One of the nice things though about the mystery snail, I think it's also called the apple snail, is that people tend to get nervous about an overpopulation of snails in their aquarium. Now, because mystery snails lay that clutch of eggs, it's super easy to stop the population from booming, because you have to let that clutch hatch, and they're very visible, they're very easy to see. Now, as you can tell in the first of the footage, I purposely had the water level lowered because I am encouraging the mystery snails to come up and breed. They lay their clutches out of water, and then they're gonna need a humid place to actually properly hatch. So because I want these mystery snails to hatch, I want to breed them, I have different avenues of either selling them at my aquarium club to making some food for my puffer fish, however you wanna be. We're gonna show you today how to do a DIY incubator for the egg clutch. Now, to get started, what you're going to need is a Tupperware container. These are previous ones I picked up when I was culturing microworms. I can leave a link for that as well. But you need some sort of container. These plastic ones are really easy to work with. They're super cheap. And you want one that definitely has a good snap-on lid. I think I picked up a pack of 5 of these for like $3 at my local grocery store. So the next thing though we're gonna need to do is we need to poke holes in the top of this lid for some ventilation. Like I said, we need some humidity in the container, but not where it's gonna actually just soak into the eggs. Super simple way I found this is find a small Phillips screwdriver, and you can just, takes a little bit of work, but we're just gonna go around and we're just gonna poke holes all around the perimeter of the edge of this lid really quick here. So now that you have holes poked around the edge of your container lid, so there's no set amount, it's just gonna allow humidity to release out of this container. But now what we're gonna do is with that container, you're going to need some paper towels. Now doing this, I've done this kind of once before. Like I said, we're incubating one clutch of eggs right now as we're making this video to prepare to incubate the second clutch. I recommend taking 4 paper towels. Now mine, there's all variations of this, so what works best for you, mine are the kind of the half tearaway. But this is what I have found works the best, and this is going to be what is going to give moisture and humidity into this container. So what you need to do is you need to actually wet this down. I just use aquarium water. You're gonna wet this, submerge it fully, wring all the water out, and then we'll lay this in the container. So once you've wetted down your paper towel, now again, I fully submerged this in the tank, I wrung it out, so it's not soaking wet right now, it's fairly damp right now. We're just gonna fold this up to however this works, and this is gonna get placed into the bottom of the container. Now this is very important that the wet paper towel goes on the bottom of your container. What you're going to do next is take 3 to 4 sheets, again, of dry paper towel. So this is not submerged in water, this is completely dry. Once again, we're gonna fold this up, And this is going to go right on top of our wet paper towel. And this is where the egg clutch is going to sit. Now what's going to happen is as the egg clutch sits on this, you will place the lid on top. Humidity is going to rise from that bottom layer of the wet paper towel, get kind of trapped in the lid, but the dry paper towel is gonna keep the egg clutch from getting too wet. You want it humid but not wet. And what you want to do, I recommend doing every day as well, is coming in, opening the container, allowing excess humidity to escape the container, and then wipe off any condensation on the top of the lid. So now let's go collect our snail clutch and actually place it in the container. All right, so once you notice that the eggs have been laid, I would give it a day, maximum 2 days, to let it rest on the glass wherever they laid it. That way it'll allow the eggs to harden a little bit, but if the eggs are too hard, that's why it will not allow the baby snails to hatch out properly. So because I have a kind of a lid on this tank, but half of it's still open, the humidity is not what I need to properly hatch. So you do not need to be worried about removing these off the glass. You don't need a razor blade, you don't need any kind of special tools. You just need your fingers. Just kind of grip it, wiggle it to the side a little bit, it will release. You're gonna crush a few of them, as I just did. It's kind of goopy. But overall, you'll be amazed at how many snails will actually hatch out of this if you do this. So I just lay as soon as you pull the clutch off, you just lay it right there inside of that container that we just did, to where the eggs are on the dry paper towel. And that is it. You're going to place this lid on, and we'll show you the next step. So what the next step you're going to do is you're actually going to float the container inside of an aquarium. It's going to allow it to keep some moisture in, humidity in. So this is actually the first clutch of eggs I'm already incubating. So this is going to be the second one. So again, just going to put that lid on, and we're going to float it right alongside of this. If you want to date it, you can. You could probably use like painter's tape to put dates on here. I give it about, it will take maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks for all the snail eggs to finally hatch. And temperature, humidity, all of that will play a part in the eggs actually hatching and incubating properly. So with this container though, like we've been talking about, it's going to keep the humidity in, going to keep the moisture in. And then as the eggs turn to what kind of looks like a moldy color, they're not going bad. It's the actual baby snails chewing their way out of the eggs. So I will keep you updated on both of these clutches. I'm really hoping we get good hatch rates. When the babies do hatch, it is recommended that you potentially hatch them in something like a Lee specimen container, just something small to where these are going to come out like the size of pinheads. So tiny, tiny. So you definitely want to keep an eye on them, and then you can move them to a larger aquarium. And I plan on keeping them here in this 20-gallon tank we have set up. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope this helps somebody. Breeding mystery snails is just a fun part of the hobby with all the colors you can get. And there's so many aspects you can do. Actually, there's a lot of groups on Facebook that specialize in mystery snails, like actually swapping colors around. So if you're interested to see how these baby snails hatch out and kind of the next phase of this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next one.